Hey guys, welcome to the What If Toph Became the Avatar video series. This is a series where I do a retelling of the Avatar The Last Airbender story, but instead of Aang being the Avatar, in this story it is Toph. Can Toph save the world the same way Aang did, or will she fail miserably? This is the third part. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I would highly recommend that you either go back and watch part 1, or you can choose to start the series off from part 2 and watch the recap of part 1, which is provided at the start of part 2. Or, if you just don't care, you can start from here. Honestly, do whatever you want, it's ultimately up to you. Let's get into the video. So Team Avatar at this point are on their way to the Northern Water Tribe. After the encounter with Azula, Toph takes a nap to recover. By the time she wakes up, she senses something underneath the deck of the ship. She could not do this earlier since she was exhausted from the fight. The team go down and check it out. Toph, are you sure something is down here? Asks Sokka. I'm sure, I sensed a presence down here, responds Toph. Sokka is the first one to check. Before he gets the chance to, a blast of fire comes hurling towards him. Luckily, Sokka manages to cover his face, but he burns both of his hands. Sokka screams in pain. Sokka, yells Katara. Zuko jumps out with his sword and holds Sokka hostage, pointing his sword at Sokka's neck. Dock this ship at the closest place you can and I won't hurt him, states Zuko. Katara is enraged, but she can't do anything since she hasn't learned how to waterbend yet. Toph also really can't do anything without hurting Sokka in the process. Guys, don't dock the ship, advises Sokka. Sokka, what are you talking about? Exclaims Katara. If you keep him on the ship, we can find out valuable information about the Fire Nation. All I care about is winning this war. Katara and Toph are shocked. Dock the ship, says Toph to the captain. Toph, what are you doing? Asks Sokka. Sokka, you're a great leader. We need those leadership skills if we want to win the war. Plus, both Katara and I need you. Katara smiles. Eventually they drop off Zuko at the closest place they can. Katara tries hitting him with waterbending but misses. She then tends to Sokka's wounds. At this point, she discovers her healing ability, and thus Sokka's wounds are healed completely. During their journey to the Northern Water Tribe, Sokka sees something that passes over them in the skies. What is that? Questions Sokka. What is what? Let me see, smirks Toph. Haha, very funny, Toph. It looks kind of like a bison, states Katara. A bison in the air? Responds Sokka. Oh, that's a Sky Bison, announces Che. The air nomads used them to travel around. In fact, they were the original airbenders, and people actually learned how to airbend from them. I'm surprised that they are still alive. I thought that the Fire Nation killed every single one of them. Just a side note, in case you are confused as to how there are still Sky Bison in this story, in a canon storyline, Aang actually found a herd of Sky Bison after defeating Fire Lord Ozai. This is the reason why they are there in Legend of Korra. Wait a minute, Toph. I have an idea, announces Sokka. What is it? Asks Toph. Chase said that the air nomads learned how to airbend from Sky Bisons. Why don't you try to learn how to airbend from them as well? It's worth a try. I did learn how to earthbend from the badger moles, so it could work. Che, tell Captain Vikram to change course and follow that Sky Bison. You got it, responds Che. After a while, Team Avatar managed to track the Sky Bison. Obviously, the Sky Bison does not like humans because of what the Fire Nation did, so she keeps flying away. Team Avatar try following her, but end up losing her trail. Damn it, where did it go? Exclaims Sokka. Can you sense it anywhere, Toph? If it's flying, there's no way I can, responds Toph. But wait, I sense a lot of them over there in that direction. Let's go there, suggests Katara. Team Avatar go in the direction that Toph sends the Sky Bisons, and when they get there, they see a herd of baby Sky Bisons. Aw, that's so cute, says Katara. Katara and Sokka go to pet the baby Sky Bison. They then hear a large roar. What was that? Yells Toph. Uh-oh, looks like we found that Sky Bison we were looking for. Sokka and Katara run away from her. Get behind me, commands Toph. Toph does not want to hurt the mother, so she doesn't try any major attack. Toph tries stopping the mother's movements with her earthbending. However, the Sky Bison breaks out of the hold and turns around and flaps her tail, producing a huge air current. The whole Team Avatar flies far back. Well, I guess you're not going to learn how to airbend, says Sokka. Wait, I got an idea, exclaims Toph. I don't necessarily need to get training from her. What if I came back to the same spot every day at the same time and just had a friendly spar with the mother? That way I can at least get an idea for how airbending works. That's a stupid idea. She's gonna try to kill you every time you show up, states Sokka. Yeah, don't do it, Toph. It's not a good idea, warns Katara. Look, I know that, says Toph, but I have to at least try to understand airbending a little if I want to beat the Fire Lord. Winning the war is all that matters. Katara and Sokka are hesitant, but allow it. For the next 2 weeks, Toph will go to the same place and spar with the mother Sky Bison. Because Toph is holding back, she gets beaten very badly after every fight. The rest of the team are worried about her, but Toph keeps pushing through. 1 week into Toph's training, Sokka, Katara, and Che decide to explore the area nearby and visit the Misty Palms Oasis because they saw it on their map and thought it looked cool. Here is where they meet Professor Zay and learn about the Wan Shi Tong Library. Katara, Sokka, and Che tell the professor that they are planning to go there with the help of the Avatar. The professor asks if he can tag along, and they obviously agree. In the meantime, Zuko tries finding a way back to the Fire Nation. On his journey there, a Fire Nation troop spots him. Former Prince Zuko, says a Fire Nation captain. It's our lucky day. As I'm sure you know, the Fire Nation is looking for you after your failure to capture the Avatar. Take me to Fire Lord Ozai, declares Zuko. The captain laughs. Now why would we do that? I have some information to help us capture the Avatar. Ha, you have failed to capture the Avatar time and time again. You really expect me to believe that? I could easily escape from all of you, but I'm choosing to stay and talk. Plus, if I were lying, I would be severely punished. The captain is convinced and takes Zuko to the Fire Nation to meet his father. After 2 weeks of training, Toph unfortunately could not learn any airbending, but she did pick up a valuable ability. Because she fought the Sky Bison over and over, she learned how to sense vibrations and disturbances in the air. She essentially learned a way to use seismic sense by using her ears. She can pretty much sense everything around her now. So if hypothetically she were fighting an enemy that could fly, she could sense where they are, whereas previously she would struggle with this. Toph did sustain a lot of injuries, but Katara does her best to heal her. Sokka then introduces Toph to Professor Zay and tells her about their plan to visit the library to get some information about the Fire Nation. They have to try to find a way to get there, though. Team Avatar decide that they should try to pay the Sandbenders in order to convince them. When Team Avatar go to talk to the Sandbenders are initially quite hesitant because it's supposed to be a dangerous journey. Toph, however, being super rich, is able to pay off the Sandbenders, and then they agree to take Team Avatar to the library. After an arduous journey, Team Avatar finally reach their destination. Now the same thing that happens in the original story happens again, and Team Avatar learn about the Day of Black Sun. Zuko is brought in front of his father for the first time in a long time. Father, I have some information for you. What makes you think you can just waltz in here after being such a damn failure? Bellows Fire Lord Ozai. You cannot do anything right, Zuko. You haven't captured the Avatar like I instructed. I know exactly where the Avatar is going to be, but I can't capture her alone. I will need a lot of backup. Ha, too weak to do it yourself. She's going to be in the Northern Water Tribe. There's no way I can get past the Northern Water Tribe defenses and then capture the Avatar without an army. I promise I will do it this time, Father. Just give me one more chance. The Fire Lord smiles. I'll give you what you want, Zuko, but if you fail this time, I'll kill you. Zuko looks into his father's eyes. I won't fail this time. Ozai smiles again. I'll give you all the backup you want, but Azula will lead the mission with you. Zuko is reluctant to work with her, but doesn't want to argue with his father. He leaves and prepares for the battle. After 3.5 months of total traveling time, Team Avatar have finally made it to the Northern Water Tribe. When they arrive, Avatar Toph and Katara try to find a waterbending teacher, and of course that will end up being Pakku. Now we all know that Pakku was initially pretty sexist and didn't want to train females in combative waterbending. But I'm pretty sure he would make an exception for the Avatar, since the fate of the world literally depends on her ability to learn how to waterbend. It would be borderline absurd if Paku chose not to train Toph. In the case of Katara, the same thing that happens in the original series happens again. Katara picks up waterbending fairly quickly, as expected. Toph is struggling, but because she got a few lessons from Katara during their travels, she eventually catches on. Toph thanks Katara because she believes she wouldn't be able to learn as quickly if Katara hadn't exposed her to the basics. Still, she's not on par with Katara by any means. Whenever they do waterbending sparring, Toph always loses to Katara, which kind of pisses her off. The good news is, though, Paku is a much better teacher for Toph than Katara is. I actually think Toph and Paku would get along if they met in canon. Anyways, because of this, Toph learns how to waterbend pretty well. I wouldn't call her a waterbending master by any stretch, but she does learn a few powerful techniques. These include the ice wall, water jet, and ice column. I believe she'd be able to master these because they don't really require much agility, and they're pretty static, kind of like an earthbender. 1 month into their training, Team Avatar notice soot raining from the sky. It's the Fire Nation, concludes Sokka. From the looks of it, they must have come with a lot of backup. How did they find us? Questions Toph. It must have been Zuko, realizes Katara. We have no time to talk. Let's get ready to fight, says Sokka. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to smash the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe with notifications on so you will know when the next part is out. Sorry that this part was so short. My plan initially was to post a video on the whole battle, but my laptop was just like, no, you will not be doing that. So I decided to split it up. But don't worry, part 4 will be out soon, and in my opinion, it is the best one by far. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next part.